Welcome back to Bleach Rebirth Souls, and that's right, we covering the one and only Bankai Ichigo, so strap in. Now let me start off by saying this. Yes, there are 3 different versions of Ichigo in this game, and I'm not gonna lie to you guys. This is one of the strongest ones, so you definitely want to pay attention. Now this Ichigo is pretty straightforward for the most part, but let's go ahead and get into his light and heavy combo strings. Now his lights are pretty fast, but the thing about him is you got to be extremely close to your opponent. They do push forward as well, same with his heavy. Now while the opponent is blocking, you're going to be negative if you finish your string, so I would definitely poke until you get to the second string to be safe. Now let's get into his tilt. It's called rushing stab. Now the main objective for this move is to close distance between you and your opponent while also doing damage. Now I want you guys to be cautious when you use this move, because if your opponent is blocking and you use it, you're left at a huge disadvantage with massive negative frames and you're gonna get punished. So just use this move sparingly and just time it correctly. Now there is an upgraded version to this move, but we're gonna go over that later, trust me. Now let's get into his signature, and yes, it is called Getsuka Tensho. Now this will be his main bread and butter for his gameplay loop. Now this move is a projectile. Now you can tap it to just shoot a quick version of it, or you can hold it down to do a more powerful version of it. Now you're going to want to maximize the use of this move by just poking your opponent anytime you get space, just to put pressure on their guard or even on them to hit them, because it does do decent damage as well. Hold up. I do got to let this be known that this is a previous version of this character build. They have since updated this character build and they added nerfs to him. So if you're seeing something different while you're playing with him, it's because they nerfed him. But this is what it looked like before, obviously. But I'm pretty sure they have nerfed the signature, so just be mindful. Next, let's go over the spiritual pressure move. Alright, so for his first special move, it's called Full Swing Strike. Now this move is actually pretty decent. Now it doesn't have the longest range, but you swing your sword up in the air almost like a traditional fighting game with an anti-air. Now the great thing about this move is that it has invincible startup. So what you want to do is really bait your opponent to hitting you, just poke them a little bit, and as soon as they look like they're about to press a button, you pop off. You got to be close though, but you pop it, and then you're going to get invincible frames so you can hit them while they're trying to hit you. Now let's get into his second spiritual pressure move, Getsuka Aura. Now this move literally changes everything. You see that little gauge at the bottom? That's how long you can use this move. When he activates it, he gets a little aura over his sword. Now this move technically changes how his whole kit works. It changes multiple aspects of how his moves operate. So the first thing it's going to do is add an extra hit to his light and heavy combo. It's also going to add an extra hit to his tilt so you can do more pressure and actually be more safe when you throw out his tilt. And as for his signature, it makes it so you don't have to charge your Getsuka Tensho. With the tap of a button, it does the full blast. But wait, here's the best part. You can also use this as a combo canceling tool. So while you're hitting them, you can use it to extend your combo, or if you're hitting their block, you can use it to kind of make yourself a little bit more safe and back up if you need to. All right, next my boys, let's get into the Awakening. It's like his holification form. Now this form is just an upgrade from his previous form. It still has everything pretty much the same, but you go a little bit quicker and do a lot more damage. Also, you can do a different Keycon move, which is your ultimate. But there is one more thing. When your fighting spirit gauge is all the way up in this form and you die, get your Kanpaku points all the way to 0, you can trigger what's called a reawakening, and he goes into full holification mode. Now I'm gonna let you know now, if you ever get Ichigo to this form, listen, the game is about to change significantly. This form is absolutely cracked. Now I do gotta warn you, you can do a lot of damage with this form, or you can take a lot of damage. It's truly a glass cannon. Alright, so first things first, let's take a look at his new combo strings, his lights and heavies. So he hits a lot faster. Remember, it is still short range, but when he pops off his heavy, he can do a lot more melee hits, as you can see with these slashes, and it does a lot more damage. Alright, now let's go over his tilt. Now his tilt has changed all the way in nature. It's still a piercing attack and it has a follow-up, but it goes way farther and does a lot more guard damage. Now mind you, remember, this is a close the gap type of move, but also you can use it to extend your combo. Just, keep that in mind. Now let's get into his signature. It's called Seto. Now this is one of those moves that you're going to want to use actively. Now let's see what changed with his spiritual pressure move. Now his first spiritual pressure move technically has the same traits as the previous, but it does have an extra charge bump and it goes a little bit further, but it's also still, invincible. So definitely use this a lot. Now his second spiritual pressure move is absolutely cracked. It's called I Will Protect You. Now this move is considered a grab, so you gotta be up close, and if you do hit their guard, it's gonna rip it to shreds because it is considered unblockable. So when you hit this move off, there's nothing the opponent can do. He's gonna do a huge scream or yell that's gonna do massive damage, and it covers the whole screen. So you're definitely going to want to use this move as like a combo ender to extend it, or if somebody's guarding too much, get close to them, put pressure, and then pop this move off. And of course, for his final Keycon move, which is his ultimate, you have the Seto beam that does 6 stocks of Kanpaku. So it's absolutely cracked. Now I'm going to show you a little bit of combo potential just to get you on track with this character to see what he can offer. That's right, my boys. That's just one example. You can definitely make your own combos with them and extend in different ways. But I'm not going to just leave you with this. Here's some gameplay just to see what it's like in game. There you have it. That's Bankai Ichigo for you. Listen, this guy will be top tier. I'm not even joking to you. Utilize his kit correctly. Y'all know exactly what to do, man. Hey, let me know what y'all think down in the comments about this man right here. How many of y'all gonna main him? Are you really like that? And if you see me online, will you not get slapped up? Of course you will. But it is what it is. Just take these tips and use them correctly. Hey, you already know, man. Tap in. Oh, and I'm gonna give a shout out to Sticks. I do a random subscriber shout out each video, so go ahead and hit that button, alright? If you like the video, then like the video. Make sure to wipe your booty and wash your hands. Your boy sent you in Japan. I'll see y'all soon.